Alright guys, welcome back to a new video. So today's video, we're going to be talking about how to make a classroom attendance recognition system. So basically you can see, like in the demo that I just showed you, my dad, who was actually not in the classroom database of images, the recognition system, it detected him as unknown, and you can see that the computer started beeping, and then the Arduino actually started flashing, right? And then when I came in, I was already recognized, so you can see it didn't actually do anything. So that's really what we want to make in this video. Some of your really cool projects, let's jump right into it. Alright guys, so pretty much we just have our Visual Studio Code open, and this is just the completed project. Okay, so we just have a few main things that you want to look at. So we have our main.py, and actually what I decided to do is I wanted to put this all on the web, like as a on the browser. So that's where I'm going to do all of this. But for you guys can just run it on your machine if you want. It'll probably be a little bit faster, but this code is just for the Flask. So I actually created a video on Flask if you don't know what it is, but it's basically just a micro framework in Python that allows you to create like web development projects. And yeah, so pretty much I just have this basic Flask code that just connects it, but you really don't even need this. All you really need is this face detection page. Okay, so we won't really worry about this main.py. Alright, so really we want face detection, and we want serial, and then we also have our images folder. Okay, so before we even get started, this images folder is just the images that are in your classroom. Okay, so all you need is really one image, and this is because if you actually watch my face detection recognition model, we actually built a custom detection model, and you can watch that video up here. But this custom detection model, we actually added like 500 or so images, and then we actually trained it and actually created our own data set. Well, here we're just going to be using this library called face recognition. You can actually see it on Google. It's right here. You can just go to face recognition HiPy, and then if you go to the first page, you can read a little bit more about face recognition. So basically this library, it just allows you to do a lot of different things with faces. You can compare these faces. You can make like landmarks on them. Here you see it found its mouth, and you can also see the different faces. And then here, what we're going to do, we can actually recognize these faces in like live, right? We can recognize these faces live. Okay, so if you just hit this example for the code for the live, you can see some base code that we're going to be using for this face recognition. So I kind of just took this code and I kind of added a few features to make this code a little bit better that we are actually using. So what I actually made, some of the things that I made, was I just added this function, and what this is just going to do is, as you can see in our other code right here, you can see that we kind of have to physically upload every single one for every single of our images, and it's kind of a little bit of hassle if we want to have, like, for example, 32 students in a class. We have to upload it for every single time, and if we want to actually like make this a real website or application, then this is actually not going to work because you're going to have so many images and you can't really hard code everything into the code. So what I just did was I just created this code, which is just going to add all the images in this images folder, and it's just going to add it to your code, so you don't have to manually do that. Alright, so that's pretty much a major thing that I added into this code. So this code will all be on GitHub, so you can check it out in the link below. Alright, perfect. So basically this main code right here is just getting all the images into our data set. So basically now face recognition, it knows like all these people, so it has these images. Alright, So now what we're going to do here is we're just going to throw an infinite loop, and we're just going to process this frame, and we want to actually see and compare these faces. So we want to see, is one of these faces or one of these faces is one of these faces any of the faces that is showing on the webcam right now, right? So that's what this code is pretty much doing right here. And I'm not going to go too deep into this because we mainly want to talk about how to connect it to our Arduino, because I already have a facial detection recognition video. And yeah, so I just highly recommend watching that. But yeah, so this is just the recognition, and then here we're just creating our box around it. So you can see we're just creating a rectangle, and then we have some code that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Okay, and this is just for displaying it on the screen in our browser. So you actually don't need this code. Instead of this code, we're going to be using cv2.imshow, and then you want to put an image like a frame, and then you can just put your frame. Okay, it's like this. So just this code. Okay, but anyways, that's what's going to run it here, but we're just going to stick to the browser version. Alright, perfect. So we kind of understand at least the major parts of our face detection and recognition system. So now let's actually talk about the Arduino and how to connect this, because this is what we actually want to get into. So we pretty much just have this serial.py folder, and I just got this from CV Zone. So I kind of got some of these ideas, and I watched the course by CV Zone, and you can see right here. So I just have this, and this is just going to help you connect your Python to your Arduino. Okay. So perfect. And now let's actually talk about how to install Arduino. So first of all, you have to make sure that you have this Arduino, and you have to have this HDMI, or you have to have some HDMI cable, or yeah, some cord to connect to your computer. Okay, so you can just actually, the Amazon link that I'm going to put in the description to buy this, it comes with the cord, so you're good. You just have to connect it to your computer, and it should turn on a green light like this. Okay, and you can see that this LED is the L. Let me just zoom in a little bit. You can see the L right here. This orange light, it has an L, and that's LED. So this is actually what we're going to use to beep. You can see this RX, if you see the RX right here, that is going to beep, but that is not our LED. So that's not what we're controlling. That might beep just because it's detecting something, but just worry about the LED. All right. So now what we can do is we can actually go to Arduino, and we can actually go to arduino.cc, click software, and you can actually install this Arduino IDE. And now you can just hit this Mac OS, just like this, or whatever operating system you're on. Just hit Mac OS and click just download, and this should download your Arduino. But I already have it, so it's already installed, so I don't want to reinstall it. You can see my Arduino is right here, and you can just find it. Just go search bar and click Arduino, and you can see it's right here. We open it up, and this is going to be the same for everybody, how it's going to open up. It's going to send you to this blank page, right? Right now I already have a page open, but pretty much it's going to send you to like a page like this. And now we actually have to add some code, Arduino code, and what this code is going to do is it's going to actually kind of connect to these Arduino, and it's going to tell us that if we send from Python, or like 1, right? So you can see down here, if we send 1 as the data, it wants to turn the LED to on, and if we send 0, then it wants to turn the LED off, right? So that's actually how we're going to do this. So first you need to run this Arduino program, and then only can you connect it to your Python. Alright, so basically what we have to do, first you have to make sure that if you go to Tools and you go to Board, you have to make sure it's Arduino Uno, because that's the Arduino that we have. And now, with our port, this is really important. So I had some issues with this. So basically, if you don't see this Arduino Uno port, then it's probably because the system hasn't recognized it. So you can't use any of these ports. It has to say Arduino Uno. And how you actually get it to say this Arduino Uno if it's not already recognizing is you can see that we have this red button. It's called the reset button. And if we hit it twice, it's actually going to show this port on. Okay, so just click on this twice and the port will show up. Alright, so make sure that it's on this port. And yeah, so that's about it. And now what we can do is we can just hit File, Examples, and we can actually, or File, Open, and then we can actually go to this Get LED Enoch, right? And what this code is actually doing, and I'll show you, explain this, so you should actually code this out. So first of all, you have your void setup, and this is just coming when you create a new folder. And in here, what we want to do is we want to just say pin mode 13 output. So the reason why we have 13 is because if you look on your Arduino, you can see that the L is actually in the 13. So we just do that. And then it's an output because this is an output. We're not entering anything inside. We just want the LED to flash. Okay. And this setup, this is only happening once. So we're just creating this pin mode, and we're not doing this multiple times. But in this void loop, this is something that we want to do multiple times. So here, we can actually write something inside of here. We can say the 13, and then now, in our second parameter, this is actually on or off. So 1 is on, 0 is off. So if we want to turn it on, we just hit 1, and this program should turn this LED on. So you can see that here, the LED is actually not on yet, but now if I click this check mark, this is just to compile our code and see if there's any errors. So we see that there's actually an error. That's just because I forgot to put a semicolon. And now we can check it again, and we have to put our semicolon. Okay, now it's good. So now we can just upload this to our Arduino, and you can see that the light actually turned on. And now let's just turn this to off now. Now we upload it, and you can see the light turned off. Alright, so that's pretty good. We just ran this. And now what we can actually do is we can implement code to actually make this run, or like run only if I enter 1 and 0. It's not just going to run automatically in this loop. So what we can do is we can just go to examples, and we can go to CV zone, which is where I got this, and then you can just go to get LED. And this is like the code to do so. So I'll put this in the description in my GitHub. Okay, so you just want to get this into here, and let me see, is this correct? Okay, yeah, okay, this doesn't work. So pretty much we just want to say hashtag include cvzone.h, and then we want to add this code. So we just want to add our serial data, which is the number of values, which we only have 2 because 0 and 1, and then the digits per value, right? And then we have 1 there. So then the array int with the size of number of values, well, we only have 2. And then our setup, we're just creating our pin mode just like last time, but now we have our serial data. And here, if we click serial monitor, this is actually where we're going to enter our serial data. So for example, if I say 1 right here, this should turn it on, and if I say 0, they should turn it off, right? But it's not doing anything right now because we haven't actually run the code. So that's our serial data. So we want to not just do it automatically, only when we enter this in our serial data. Okay, and that's where this Python here, you can see serial. This is helping us connect to our serial monitor. All right, perfect. So now we can actually, in this loop, we're just getting whatever value you entered, and it's just doing whatever value that you entered, right? So if you entered 0, right, it's going to turn it on, right, or yeah, off, and then if you enter 1, it's going to turn it on. And this digital write is actually going to control a different one, which is 12. So I have the RX right here, the RX, and that's just going to turn it on, just to show that it's running. We actually don't even need this. All right, perfect. And it's just going to delay 0.01 milliseconds. Okay, or yeah, 0.01 seconds. All right, so now we can just run this, and you can see that there's nothing here. But now if we actually go into our serial monitor, and we can just say 1, you can see it's turned on. And then we can say 0, and you can see it's turned off, right? So that's how this is going to work. So hopefully you're at this stage, you have this code, and yeah, so perfect. So I can go back into our Python, and remember all of this is in my GitHub, so you can just download the serial.py. And here, what we can actually do is we can actually look at our serial code now. So here we have A is equal to our serial object, and what this is this is just our port. So my port was, you can just go to tools, port, and you can see it was dev/cu.usb modem 11301. Okay, so whatever your port is, you just enter it there. And now, this is just going to set data 0. So we just want to start off at no light, just in case we had it on last time. All right, and now when are we actually going to flash it? So here, we have this name variable, and that's just the name that it sees because it wants to put it on the rectangle, right? But this name, if we're checking if it's unknown, that means that here we haven't actually recognized him. So if it's not recognized, then we know that it's an intruder, right? So what we're going to do is we're just going to make this start to flash. We're actually going to do this, which is just going to cause it to beep. So it just you actually don't even need this. I just want to add it just so it seems more like security, I guess. But here in or else, if it's somebody that we know, we don't really need to do anything about it. But if pretty much we just do this. But if we actually recognize it, we don't really need to do anything. But if you wanted, you guys can actually use this library called pyttsx3. I use it in some of my videos. This is just called Python text-to-speech version 3. And this just allows you to speak something. So if you want to say like, hi Pranav, then you can do so like that. All right. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate anybody who does that. But anyways, once again, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, you can put in the comments below. And until next time, peace.